Just make sure that the audio is coming through.
Alright. Got the room.
Game face on because it's.
Yeah. Well, my parents to put the YouTube channel up on the TV. So
Yeah.
a little bit of extra pressure.
Okay, so they'll be watching you live.
That's good.
That's good.
Are you live now or no?
Yeah. Yep, I'm officially live right now. I'm trying to get onto my own channel right now.
Yeah, we can check everyone's mic.
I just need to hear you guys just to make sure you guys are actually talking in the background.
Yeah. Should be.
You say you got mute us for your race, right, Ed?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I can actually hear you guys in the background, so that's all good. What I'm gonna do is just gotta turn you guys off on the channel. Might not talk back to you because your mic's making a lot of noise, so you're gonna be muted from everybody. I'm pretty sure.
I'm just gonna mute everyone.
Yeah. All right. But I am a. Yeah. Like I said, I'm officially going right off the So I'm not gonna hear you guys. Alright, here we go. We'll be getting ourselves underway right now for the pro race right here with the GRX RS01. And we should be getting ourselves underway in a few minutes. Just waiting for one more person to join the room. Hope you guys are pretty much as ready as you guys can be. Alright. Oh man, he just made it just in time. Walk tall racer. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get any practice in besides his qualifying. Alright, just doing one last overhaul check just to make sure that all these room settings are all ready. Most of the drivers, they are definitely ready to go. For those that are watching, this is like I said, this is a GRX category, the Renault RS01. It is going to be a 10-minute sprint race followed by a 40-minute endurance race. It's going to have a grid start with false check start. Fastest is obviously going to be first. No boost, slipstream on real. We are going to have tire wear and fuel wear, which are both on 2X, which works out to be a good, ends up being a really pretty good race. We're going to have a 10-minute, like I said, 10-minute race. It's going to be 10-minute qualifying, followed with 180 seconds continuation. There's no BOP. Obviously, the category, like I said, GRX. The tuning is open. Weak shortcut penalty. Ghosting during the race, there will be absolutely no ghosting. The only ghosting that you will have will be if you're upcoming onto a lap car. Counter steering is prohibited. Active stability is obviously prohibited. Traction control is prohibited. Auto drive is also prohibited. Drive and line assist, that is no limit, and ABS is no limit. Alright, once Walktall makes his way onto the track, Unfortunately, he's, like I said, he's not going to be able to get too much practice in. And I think Dougie J, he's also making his way in. Once he makes his way onto the track, and then we can get this race underway. If he's joining. Just make sure if he's joining or not. Yep, he's on. Alright. Gentlemen, get ready. I'm going to officially start right now. Only one with soft compound tires. I believe he's going to be the only one that's going to try a different race strategy right here for the 10-minute sprint race. We have AMS Rancher, he's getting his tires, getting a little heat in his tires. We have ORG powered by Ford, who represents ORG H2O Pro Sports. He's a Bermudian. Shatho, another Bermudian. He's out there doing his thing. Walk Tall Racer. He's made it in. He's a little bit late, but this will be the only practice he will have. But whichever way, he's also made his way to the race. We have Bazooka 84. He's from Austria, living in Greece right now. He's also gotten into the joining on this GRX Pro race right here. AMS Big Mac John. He's also made his way to enter and represent for Apex Motorsports as well. We have Wind Speed also, the number 44 machine representing Odie's Racing Group, ORG. Def Legacy, another Bermudian as well. He's out there as well, doing his thing. Mid-pack racer, trying to hold it together, trying to stay off the grass, as he says. I'm pretty sure I've got some faith in him. He should be alright. He's just got to have a little more faith in himself. And we have Dougie J14 as well. As he's out there as well. He's got his double flashers on. I'm pretty sure he's just going to wait a little bit. Hopefully, gets a little hot lap in. Looks like he's left the race. I guess he doesn't want to be part of it. It's all good. You guys want to give each other some space so that we're there when you go on your hot lap, because there's only going to be so much time, as you know. It's roughly around 2 minutes 55-ish seconds. Some are faster, some are slower. AMS Rancher, he's obviously made his way up to the front of the pack to try and do his thing. Hope he gets a good run. ORG Ford, I see he's trying to collect some of that draft to help pull him down the straightaway to get himself lined up for a good start. You have Drew 84. He's also getting himself lined up for the start of this race. Walk Tall Racer. He's also making his way down the start finish line straightaway, followed by AMS Big Mac John. Bazooka 84 also lined up, followed by Shato, H2O Pro Sports, and Wind Speed, and Death Legacy. But let's make our way up to the front and look at these sections as they start making their way through. Is AMS Rancher. He's doing his thing right now. Very comfortable, very smooth, as always. Powered by Ford is not too far behind. But like I said, this isn't a race. This is just the qualifying. So you want to try and be as smooth as you can, keep the car on the track. I believe this section right here, we would see 48.972 for this particular section. Make sure the display all information is on. So that way, everybody, we can have a better view of the cars as they're going around. And This section right here where Wrencher comes through, it's pretty tricky sometimes. It's got a little hop in there, and there's another section. I'll be pointing that out later. Most people are trying to look for like a real high speed on this track, but I roughly think about 165, 166 is a really good speed here, setup wise. For your setup, and obviously. So Wrencher starts getting himself ready for the corner onto the bridge. See where his second section could land him. Is it under 2 minutes? Yes, indeed it is. 1:59.575. Everybody's looking fairly spaced out right now. And everybody knows the rules and regulations. Everybody's had the rundown about if you overtake somebody and if you push somebody off the track to give way. If not, if the position isn't reattained to the driver that you have pushed off the track, you will obviously be penalized that position, and whatever position you gain at the end of the race will be awarded to that driver that you have been pushed off the track. So it's not serious rules, but it's rules enough to where you could just keep the racing clean, competitive, and at a certain level. So whichever way you got first lap in from AMS Wrencher, 251.133. Bazooka 84, 255.765. ORG powered by Ford, 256.1. HO Pro Sports on his first lap, 256.6. Drew with a 256.72. AMS Big Mac John, 257.386. Win One Speed with a 257. Walk Tall Racer with a 258. Def's Legacy 259.1, and Shato with 259.986. As Wrencher, he's got a very more than comfortable enough lead. He's just sitting there. He's got to do absolutely anything else. Everybody else is roughly between 4 to 5+ seconds off pace. 6 seconds, 7 seconds. So he's definitely got the pace for tonight's race. But means that he's sitting off. We can take a look at the other drivers that are trying to throw in their laps. Bazooka, he is sitting 0.402 seconds off of ORG powered by Ford. Let's see how these sections AMS Big Mac John, he's getting himself ready to start getting towards over the bridge. As we will stay on board him a little bit and take a look and see what he's going to do for his section right here. .893 seconds faster than the last section. That should be able to put him pretty much, hopefully, in second or third place. If he keeps on pushing the way how he is, that should get him to start right behind AMS Wrencher. All he needs to do is just hold it a little steady. You got Bazooka 84 claiming a little bit of that real estate with that draft. If they work together, both AMS Big Mac John and Bazooka 84, they should be able to help each other get themselves both and stay on the actual podium for this official start. As they both start making their way around the start, last one onto the start finish line straight away. Drew 84 with a 255.5, that got him up in second place. ORG forward, he's still in 4th place. Bazooka is still in 3rd, but Drew was able to manage and get himself up into 2nd place. Win 1 speed, I know he's got some good laps in him, and he's starting to make his way down. He was, like I said, yep, just jumped on board him. He just claimed another 1.9 seconds. I believe this qualifying section might be over momentarily. Have enough time to maybe get one more lap in. I think that's going to be it for Big Mac John. I think he's going to have to settle for 6th place as he just lost control. What can Bazooka do as we're sitting on side of Bazooka 84? And see, we're going to start running up into another section where he might be able to claim some more time. Should be hitting his next section very shortly. Unfortunately, he's going to be 0.253 off, but there's still more track and time and space where he can claim some real estate. He ended up getting a 1-second penalty, so that's going to cause issues if he could try and eat that up as much as he can without actually losing qualifying race pace. And ORG powered by Ford, he's managed his way into 5th place now with his qualifying section. H2O Pro Sports, I believe he's just taking where his spot is and just sitting there. He's just flexing, chilling, waiting for the start of the race. That's Legacy with a 257.349. Walk Tall Racer with his 258.6, and Shaw with a 259. Back to the front as we start winding down on these last drivers as they start making their way down for their last and final lap. As we're on board with Drew 84 as he starts making his way through. Let's see where he gets. Oh, unfortunately for Drew, he was 0.012 slower. Bazooka 84 was able to get take that spot from Drew. He was actually able to claim that spot. 2nd place for Bazooka 84. Wind speed. He's making his way around for his very final corner onto the start finish line straightaway. Here he goes. What can wind speed do? And unfortunately, that lap wasn't at the pace he wanted. ORG Ford, I think he's accepting it where it is. And AMS Big Mac, he's making his way across the start finish line straight away. Def Legacy, he got a faster lap time for himself, which was a 257.124. And this qualifying section is just about over, and we will be getting ourselves underway for this 10-minute sprint. Like I said, it's going to be followed with a 40-minute endurance race. So if any of you guys are watching, stay aboard, because we're going to see some action-packed racing. As we know, AMS Rancher, he's going to put on a great show. We got Bazooka 84, Drew 84, and Win 1 Speed as well. Very close in pace. ORG Power 5 Forward and AMS Big Mac John. Like I said, this is the GRX RS01 Renault Pro Race Full Tune Open. Let's get ourselves ready as these guys get ready for the false check. As the green flag is just about ready to drop. As a couple people has jumped. That's going to really cause some serious issues for these guys when it comes to this sprint race. 84. He's actually collected the very first corner for ORG. AMS Wrencher, he's got a very good pace, so I know he would have absolutely no problem just driving very comfortable behind Drew 84. These guys have had a little bit of practice together, so they know pretty much where to go and how to drive alongside each other. Unfortunately, I believe it was for AMS Big Mac John and Bazooka got caught out on the start with the false check. So these guys got a little bit of making up to do, because like I said, this is the 10-minute sprint, and when the 40-minute race actually starts, it's actually going to be a rolling start. But whichever way, back to the front with Drew 84. Still leading the way right now is AMS Wrencher. He's trying his hardest. He's trying to shoot up on the inside, but I know he will find the right time to make the move, as he's shooting up on the inside right now already. And Drew 84, he knows full well it's just better off just staying in the draft, or if not, he might take that chance. He's going to take that risk. As they are somewhat almost side by side, Drew does have the inside. This AMS Wrencher, he definitely has the inside right here. Let me put all display information and all that on, so that we can see all the information, what's going on with these drivers. Wind one speed, he's in third place. ORG Ford looked like he's was losing it just a little bit of control right there. He was able to catch it in time. We have Walk Tall Racer and Bazooka 84. He's trying to make his way around the slower lap time drivers. Hopefully he doesn't catch a penalty going over that green there. But he's a very fast and very clean driver. So he should be able to make his way through. Unfortunately for ORG Ford, it looks like he's picked up a 0.5 second penalty, which is going to cause some issues for him. It's penalty zone week, so some of the braking zones he might be able to erase some of those, some of that penalty time. He's still got more than enough time. For the race, for this to be up and over with. But looks like AMS Wrencher, he's put a very comfortable lead right now. He's got 2.3 seconds over second place on Drew 84, and it looks like Wind One Speed, also another representative of ORG, who raced alongside with Drew 84, shooting up on the inside. But Drew might be able to hold the other inside line, which is the most important line for this corner here. And ORG Ford in fourth place. So this is second lap, so if any of you guys know that purple on the second lap, that happens pretty much for just about everybody and anybody. With AMS Wrencher though, his lead is getting a little bit more broader, as it's a 48.851. That's a pretty low time for that section right there. So we're gonna see some very, very low lap times right here. As long as he holds it together and keeps it steady, he should be able to get himself, I would say, in the 249s if he keeps it at this pace. And I believe it will be the first one that I would see until the actual race itself. But let's get back to the action in the back right there, as the battle between second and third place is getting a little tight right now, as Wind Speed's trying to shoot up on the outer inside, I guess you want to call it. He's trying to shoot up on the outside to be on the inside, but it looks like Drew 84 was able to shut the door. And he was able to pick up a 0.5 second penalty, but he's eating it up right now as much as he can. As it looks like Bazooka 84, he's also been able to get himself up to 5th place so far in this endurance race. AMS Big Mac, he was able to get himself from last place. He's been able to move up to 8th place He's not really had too much practice. I believe he's just had an incident as well as caused himself to have a little bit of a slide out. Very tricky car. Shatho and H2O Pro Sports. But yeah, for those that you are watching, we're going to be on board Ranger right now, and let's see what type of lap time this man puts down as he makes his way towards the very last corner and gets himself ready for that start finish line straight away. And here we go. Almost was able to. He's getting there. I know full well he was able to get a low 250s. I know he was able to get in the 50s. I know he's going to keep pushing and trying to see if he can do it, because this will be the only time he'll be able to actually do it will be on the super soft tires. Big up there, Mr. I Vibes, who's actually watching, saying, dude, it's fast. Yes, indeed, he definitely is. And big up to Savage and Minnie. Hot fire it is. It looks like Win One Speed has actually made his way up into second place. He's going to play a very important role for himself when it comes to the 40-minute endurance race, because all these drivers know full well that when it comes to the second race, the rolling start is going to play a very huge effect. Even though it's a 40-minute race, it's just that much more gap in between you and the next driver in front of you. 10 seconds and counting as AMS Ranger is pulling away even more comfortable as he gets himself ready for the next section. Let's see if he can actually hit a little purple lap on this third lap. Sure enough, 0.359. That should get him in the 2.50s. And I know he can hear me clear as day, so just drive smart, bro. You got this. I got faith in you. You know what you gotta do. Bazooka has made his way up into 4th place now, and he's got actually 3rd place and 2nd place in his sights. Now, big shout out to Bazooka 84. He's actually originally from Austria, living in Greece right now, so he's very late. And big shout out to Bazooka 84 being a part of my event, this pro race tonight in the GRX RS01 event. And he's also getting some faster lap times in as well, as he's 0.133 up on his previous lap time. Drew 84 is not giving Win One Speed any slack. Yeah, we're gonna make our way back up into the front again as AMS Ranger. He is making his way around the very last corner. So he almost hit the wall there. Can he do it? Oh my god. 250.491. Decimating his last lap time. He's got a 1 second penalty. I don't think he's worried about that too much. I think he's trying to prove himself that he can get a 2.49. But there should be enough time in this lap. He's still 0.5 up. He's got 0.7 of a second he's got to work off on his penalty. But he'll still drive and push to where he can work off this penalty and actually still get a faster lap time as he's getting himself ready again for the next section. He might be a little bit off pace, yeah, 0.031. But he's still got more than enough room and time to improve. Let's get ourselves back in the back here to the next person behind him. Win One Speed still sitting in 2nd place. He's actually got a 0.336 second faster lap time going on. And Bazooka's actually made his way into 3rd spot. I'm not too sure what happened between that 4th spot right now. Drew 84. And ORG powered by Ford is actually getting up a little bit of space there, and Def's Legacy in 6th place. He's actually starting to pick up his pace as well. So I told him, I just drive your race, shift early, just drive the car smart, get in that tail breeze, do your thing. But with the time has run out, that will make this 4th lap the very final lap, as these guys start making away in these last couple of seconds for this race. Not too sure if they might make it across the start finish line in time. Hopefully they do. And Rencher, believe it or not, he has actually worked off his penalty, and he's 0.061 of a faster lap time on his very last lap. That penalty put a big hurt on him. I believe that would have got him in the 2:49s. He's 0.2 of a second up. I believe he can still do it if he just holds it together. I've got faith in him. I know he could do it. If not, it's going to be even a lower 250, and this is pretty much unheard of. As he starts making his way down. Duck and breeze. Oh my god. Bad break, but still, I mean, what an unbelievable lap of 250.233. But let's get our way into 2nd place as Wind One Speed starts making his way down the start finish line straight away. He will be collecting 2nd place, followed by Bazooka 84, taking 3rd spot on the podium, followed by Drew 84 on the start finish line straight away. ORG Ford, Def's Legacy, Walk Tall Racer, AMS Big Back John, followed by H2O Pro Sports and Chateau. Everybody's staying pretty close within this particular race, but what an unbelievable lap, and what a great win for AMS Rencher representing Apex Motorsports, Wind One Speed representing ORG Odie's Racing Group. Same in 2nd place, and a good shout out there to Bazooka 84. He was able to take 3rd spot on the grid. I'm going to save these race results and replay. I'm going to share the race so others can watch. And it's going to be a 10-minute segment, so guys can use the bathroom and get themselves ready, because it's going to be a 40-minute endurance race. Let me just sort this out real quick. Alright. Just bear with me. I know I see you guys there on the air. You guys are watching. Thank you very much for tuning in on this event. Once this loads up, I'm gonna give these guys, like I said, roughly around 10 minutes of practice on the medium and soft compound setup. Once this race is loaded up. Alright, got that officially loaded up. I'm not too sure what happened to Ford, why he left. I'll figure that out later on. Alright, let's get into the chat here. interview right here, Bazooka 84. It seems like you actually had a bad break, unfortunately, there, Bazooka 84. I don't know if your mic's on. Yeah. Yeah, but you was actually able to claim back some good real estate there. You was able to get yourself back up to third place, which is good. How you feel? Do you feel like you're pretty much ready for this next race, for this 40-minute endurance race, or? Okay. All right. Best of luck when it comes to the 40-minute endurance race, and well done on picking up and gaining those positions to get you to start third place on the grid for the endurance. All right. Win one speed. I don't know if you got your mic on or not. Nope. All right. Yes, I can hear you now. All right. How do you feel about the race there? Okay. Okay. So you think you're pretty much ready for the 40-minute endurance race? All right, just do what you got to do, right? Well, yeah, whichever way, best of luck. Well done and making yourself on the podium, representing OIG and getting second place on and doing your little thing there, and getting yourself ready for this 40-minute endurance race, man. Well done. All right, and we got AMS Wrencher. What's happening, my brother? I don't know if you can hear me. Well, good evening. Congratulations, my brother. How did you feel with the? Obviously, I mean everybody knows you're somewhat of a goat when it comes to these type of races. Um, Alongside many others, as we know, there are a few people that can give you a good run for your money. But how did you actually feel lap time wise with yourself, with your setup, with your tune, and how do you feel that you're gonna do with the medium and soft compound race? Yeah. I sh- I didn't get to look at your OPT because of the way how the game is laid out, but I'm pretty sure your OPT might have actually had you in the 49s. But yeah. But whichever way, I'm gotta change these room settings so that way you guys can get ready for this 40-minute endurance race. But congratulations taking first place in the 10-minute sprint. Should make it a little bit more easier as you should have clean air in front of you for this 40-minute endurance race. So best of luck, dude. And yeah, let's get ourselves ready. Like I said, I'm gonna give you guys 10 minutes of practice on the medium and soft compound tires. But yeah, best of luck, dude. All right, thank you for everybody there that's still watching and still being a part of the race that I'm hosting right now. I'm just gonna change the room settings to the actual proper settings for the actual 40-minute endurance race. There's a few things I have to do in order to change it and get it ready. So just bear with me one more moment. All right. 1510. Yep, that's right. That's right. And the tires, that's what I gotta do. Change the tire settings. And the maximum tire is actually soft compound tires for those that's watching, and medium tires. And you actually have to use both compounds of the tires. And if you don't use both tires, you will be automatically DQ'd. These guys know full well they've got their own little personal strategies. Trying to stretch this car to do a one-pitter, it's kind of a little bit too crazy. I myself personally, I won't do it, but some guys that might actually want to do it, hey, that's their own thing. But these guys know full well it's going to be 10 minutes of practice on this setup, and then we will be getting underway for the start for the 40-minute endurance race, and go from there. Alright, let's get on board some cars here and see what's going on. Looks like AMS Rancher chose just jump straight onto the soft compound tires. Wind speed, he's also on softs. Shatho has decided to be on mediums. Big Mac is on the softs. Walk Tall has chose softs. Death Legacy has chose mediums. Bazooka's on softs, and H2O Pro Sports are on soft compound tires as well. But like I said, these guys have got roughly about nine more minutes left until the official start. Bad break right there for Renshaw. Just claimed a little bit of real estate he didn't want to have. Wind 1 speed, he's out there as well. Starting to get a little heat in his tires as well. The pace is definitely not going to be as fast. I would definitely say with the pace that AMS Renshaw had in the first race, he could have cracked a 2-minute 49. Which is very difficult if you actually paid attention to my room settings and tried these actual settings and tried to tune this car. You have, as Drew84 is basically saying that AMS Renshaw needs to put full weight on his car. Unfortunately, that's not the way how the rules work here. But yeah, Wind Speed, he's doing his thing. Like I said, he's getting the heat in his tires. Shatho, he's out there doing his thing as well. Hopefully Big Mac John has a better race. He's a very clean, very fast driver, so hopefully he gets a little extra time on the setup. I know that he's had the least practice out of everybody, so I know full well you've got to give a little bit of room. I know these GRXs, the back end of the car, they hold, they're very stable cars, but when they decide to crack, they just decide to move the way they want, unexpectedly. So you have to kind of respect the car. You want to drive it, you want to bring the gears right out, because I've had a little bit of practice driving the car myself. Fastest I've ever gotten was a 2.535. That was in a practice lobby. But that was pushing. But to get that pace like what Renshaw has, it's a whole nother level right there. But back to the car, the way how it handles. It's a very fast, very stable car. It's not as fast as the GR3 RS01 lap time wise, but it is a lot more stable. But once again, just like the GR3 model, the back end of the car, when it wants to go, it doesn't warn you. It just does its own little thing. And being that the track settings are on real settings, everybody knows full well to watch how you click down curbs, because if you get the back tire on it the wrong way, the car's going to remind you who's the boss. These guys got 5 minutes left until official start. I'm just going to remind them. Shothu's doing his thing. Walk Tall Racer. He's got his. I don't know if he knows that it's raining outside. He's got his wiper blades on. AMS Rancher driving alongside with Bazooka 84. Both two very fast drivers. Two different paces, but still both very fast, both very competitive and clean racers. Death's Legacy as well. He's a mid-pack pro, I call him. Drew 84, he's just chilling in the pits. He's ready to rock and roll. H2O Pro Sports, my mate, doing his thing. He's getting his little extra practice in while he can. And for those of you that's watching, it's pretty much every 2 weeks on a Thursday night I try to host an event of most cars in GT Sport that barely gets any attention on tracks, and try and find a fairly decent combination of specs and settings to where it's a competitive, fun race between everybody else, and it's usually always a one-make race to see who's the kingpin of that particular model car. I'm pretty sure some of you that have watched the video in the last race, AMS Rancher, he was able to obviously claim the last race, which was the BMW M3, the 89 model car. We had Drew 84, he was also able to make on the podium alongside Racing King. I believe he claimed 2 seconds. Drew 84 was able to get 2 podiums in that race. By the looks of things, look like these drivers are pretty much ready to rock and roll. I don't want to keep Bazooka 84 up because where he's actually located, it's very early in the morning. So drivers, if you guys can hear me in the chat, please get yourself on board. Shatho, get you in. Pretty sure you guys can all hear me, and we will be getting ourselves underway. And like I said, thank you very much for everybody who's actually still watching and being a part of this event for tonight's race. And we will be getting ourselves ready for official start, fellas. Strategy is going to be pretty interesting. Alright, rolling start is going to be, we have AMS Rancher, Win 1 Speed in second, Bazooka 84, Drew 84, Death's Legacy. Walk Tall Racer, AMS Big Mac John, H2O Pro Sports, and we also have Shatho. But yeah, let's get ourselves back up to the front for this official race right here. There's AMS Rancher is gonna get himself ready in 3, 2, 1 seconds for the official start. Here we go. Green flag has officially been dropped right now as AMS Rancher makes his way towards the first corner, followed by Windspeed, Bazooka 84, Drew 84, Dev's Legacy, Walkthall Racer, AMS Big Mac John, H2O Pro Sports, and Chartho. So we want to get ourselves I might change the view to standard real quick. I'm going to get a little bit of onboard of wind speed. As you got Bazooka 84. Bazooka 84 was able to claim a lot of time right there. Very close. Get ourselves on board of AMS Ranchers. That's the gap between him and second place of Win 1 Speed. As you can see, Win 1 Speed and Bazooka 84 already having their own little battle right now. Aboard H2O Pro Sports. He's also being followed by Walkthall Racer, Chartho. Not too sure what happened to Drew 84. AMS Big Mac John in 8th place, and then you have Dev's Legacy. He's in 9th place. Not too sure what happened there, but he's a diehard. He'll still do the whole race the whole way through. He's going to try his best to get the dirt off them tires. Get ourselves back to the variable view. AMS Rancher with a 2.3 and some change lap time difference between him and second place already so far, as he's plowing down the first lap on this racing source. It looks like his back left tire is the one that's showing anywhere first, vice versa with wind speed, and also with Bazooka 84. H2O Pro Sports showing just a little bit more tire wear, more in the front. I know brake balance. It looks like we've lost one. Walkthall Racer has spun right out. That should allow AMS Big Mac John and Dev's Legacy to claim some time, or claim a position, as Walkthall would have dirt on his tire. I know Walkthall, he's a clean enough racer, so he knows if he has dirt on his tire, he won't try and hold nobody up. Very respectful driver. Might not be the fastest, but knows how to keep it very competitive and clean. Dev's Legacy as well. He's got a little bit of ground to make up, but this is an endurance race. This is no a lap race, as I tell people all the time. Other drivers up front might have some situations where he might be able to hold it together for the rest of the race and actually regain spots, but you gotta also remember, by the look of it, he also is on racing medium compound tires while everybody else is on their soft, so everybody else might be pitting before him. He might be also fuel saving, I don't know. No, so a little bit of a fuel burn going on there. AMS Rancher is definitely fuel saving. Win 1 Speed has definitely burnt a little bit more fuel than Rancher right now currently. And Bazooka 84 is definitely fuel saving as well. That way that he could try and get as many laps out as possible. H2O Pro Sports as he starts making his way across the bridge. As you can see, he's definitely not conserving the fuel as much, so it will cause him to pit a little bit more than needed. Out here, like I said, AMS wrenches sitting on 1/4 of a tank actually used, catching a little bit of the wall there, but wind 1 speed, still about 2.3, 2.5 seconds off the pace. I believe that's because AMS wrencher has chose the fuel map a little bit. Bazooka 84, he's also just used just a little bit over 1/4 of a tank. Tire wear just a little bit more aggressive than Wind 1 speed on the fronts. That could be the way how brake balance is. Brake balance plays a very huge part when it comes to these endurance races, especially when it comes to the front tires. Most people like to use like -1, -2 to break down a lot faster, but the way how the game is actually designed, with rotation of the car and stuff like there, the car wouldn't rotate as much, more with a minus brake balance. More in the rear, it gives you more car rotation as you slow down, and you also don't burn your front tires up as much. Sometimes, so if you actually have too much rotation, especially with this particular car, like the RS01 GR3 version, the rotation of the car will keep rotating a little bit more than you want and need. So you can't have it too much to the back, but you need it to the back, I would say, more. But that's my personal opinion, and like I said, everybody has their own racing strategy. AMS wrencher, 3rd lap in so far right now, and he's got a 4.4 and counting advantage right now over 2nd place Bazooka 84, who's actually saved a little bit more fuel than Wind Speed, as Wind Speed is almost getting close to halfway through his fuel. And H2O Pro Sports is just going over halfway. He'll be definitely pitting pretty early. Chateau is under half. Drew's at half. AMS Big Mac John, he's just over, a little bit over the halfway mark. Walk Tall Racers over the halfway mark. And Def Legacy is in between half and 3/4. Like I said, this is an endurance race, this isn't no lap race. So how do you pace your car? I think that's up to you. And AMS wrencher right now, he's in between half and 3/4. So he's vice versa with Bazooka 84. To keep a steady gap in between. As you're looking at this time that is left, you've got 31 minutes left of official race time left in this 40-minute endurance race. As the lap time still 3.8 and some change. 1.8 seconds between Bazooka 84 and Wind 1 speed. H2O Pro Sports in 4th place overall. Drew and Chateau having their own little battle right now. AMS Big Mac John, he's definitely fuel saving as much as possible. He's halfway through his tank. Likewise as well with Walk Tall Racer, sitting in 8th place overall with Def Legacy, bringing up the rear, but he's halfway through his tank and he's on the racing mediums. His tire wear is nowhere near as far-fetched as everybody else's, so he can somewhat stay out a little bit longer. he leans the car out a little bit more, eat up the actual amount of time remaining to slow the pit time, because pit strategy is serious, because obviously the more you burn your fuel, and if you can't get to the 20-minute section, and by the looks of things, with Wrench, he's halfway through, and just over 10 minutes, so he should, lap time wise and fuel and everything like that, he might be aiming for a single pit strategy, depending on his gap between him and Bazooka 84. I don't think he'll take the risk of doing a two-pitter. I think he might get a penalty. Yes, indeed, he will get a 1 second penalty, but he can actually eat that in between the actual, in between the corners as the race goes on. Pretty sure he's not going to want that when it gets closer to the end of the race. As you can see now, it's already dropping 0.7, which is allowing Bazooka 84 to actually clean some more of that time, as the tire wear and fuel wear between these two drivers are actually pretty much dead on. AMS Wrench is definitely holding a more slow pace, but I believe he just got a, I don't know if that's right, but it's saying he got a 256. It said 250, but it just actually corrected itself. He's got a fastest lap time of 255.276, and still got a fairly comfortable lead as he's starting to gain a little bit more now. He's changed that gap between 3.8 seconds to 4.3 and some more. He's actually saving just a little bit, just a smidge more fuel currently right now than Bazooka 84. He's got on board Wind One Speed right now in third place. He's just over a quarter of a tank, but his tire wear is looking fairly good. But that gap between him and H2O Pro Sports is gaining a little bit more. As H2O Pro Sports, he's been very aggressive on those racing soft tires. He's actually under quarter. He's in between quarter of a tank, so I don't know if he might be able to stretch the legs enough to be able to actually get another lap in as he starts making his way 3/4 of the way through the last lap. Drew 84 in between quarter of a tank. AMS Big Mac John over a quarter tank. Walk Tall Razor got the same amount of tire wear as AMS Big Mac John. Death's Legacy, he's definitely over a quarter tank. And Shatho's already been in and pitted. He's already changed his tires, filled up his tank. So hopefully with these fresher tires, these racing mediums, with the amount of time he's been out there for 15 minutes on the softs, so he might aim for a 10-minute segment on these racing mediums and try and go for another 15-minute segment on those soft compound tires. He's gonna have to put the metal down, as being that where he is with the racing medium tires, everybody else is still in the softs, so he needs to try and get as much time as possible regained from that pitting early strategy that he's trying. AMS Wrencher still way over a quarter of a tank. With 254.279, he's actually pulled a faster lap time. As I said before, AMS Wrencher representing Apex Motorsports. I know AMS dude. He also has a YouTube channel as well. If you look up AMS dude, AMS Wrencher also has a YouTube channel as well. You can be able to check some of his races. But AMS dude, he has quite a few different tunes. If any of you guys struggling with any GR3 setups, that would be the place to go, as I use some of them quite myself. I'm not gonna lie, very good, fast setups. A little twitchy, but as some would say, practice, practice, practice. And once you get a little used to those setups, you'll be able to get some very fast lap times that you've never seen before. Let's get way back to the race right here though. With AMS Wrencher though, he's starting to pull a little bit more of a comfortable gap over Bazooka 84. The tire wear is pretty much dead on, and the actual gas wear is pretty much the exact same between these two drivers as Bazooka 84. Is fell a little bit off pace. I'm not too sure. I think he might have had a little bit of a situation, but he's still not too far off of pace. Depending on his pitting strategy, he might be able to come up with some idea that might be able to help save some time. Both drivers do know that they have to use both compounds, but his tire wear is actually fairly reasonable. Between himself and Wrencher, very good tire wear between the both of the drivers. Wind 1 Speed looked like he's got no choice, so he's trying his hardest to make it to the 20-minute mark. Unfortunately, his fuel setup, he's not going to be able to do that, so he's going to have to pit this lap, which will take him a little bit off of pace, but that might be able to keep him still in third place. As Walk-Tall Racer, he's going to also have to pit. H2O Pro Sports, he's actually sitting in fifth place, but he's actually already pitted, and he's already swapped over his tires over to the Racing Medium Compound tires. So as Wind 1 Speed and Walk-Tall Racer, as they will be pitting, that will put H2O Pro Sports, depending on how long Wind 1 Speed will be in, that might put him into third spot. But mind, this pit seems to be a pretty fast pit lane. This circuit right here, so Wind 1 Speed, I believe, might actually be able to get the fuel in this car just before H2O Pro Sport comes out. As Wind 1 Speed knows, he has to change his compound of his tires, so he is on the racing source, and he is officially swapped over to the medium compound tires. Walk-Tall Racer, he knows full well as well, so I'm pretty sure he knows he's got to put those medium compound tires on. And Death's Legacy, he's also pitted. He's on the medium compound tires, but he knows he can also switch over to the soft compound tires. So that should also help him pick up a little pace as well as he gets himself some fuel. AMS Wrencher, that gap between him and Bazooka 84 is actually climbing with a faster lap time of 2:53.337. With these settings, that's a fuel saving setting. Lap time, as he's coming in right now, he's stretching his legs as much as possible. He's definitely pushing it. Looking at his fuel, he's definitely on the I need to pit. So both himself and Bazooka 84, they will both be pitting. But as they both will be pitting, that would have some time for Wind 1 Speed. He is, yes indeed, 54 seconds off pace, but he is on the fresher tires right now. That would allow him to gain some time in between himself and first place, as you see that time dropping in the top left screen, as you can see. as he's lost it there, unfortunately. He's going to get himself claim a little penalty for cutting the track there, and dirt on the tires, so that's going to cause him to fall right back off the pace. But when these guys go in the pits, he should be able to gain a lot more time than he lost. As Rencher starts making his way in, he will be filling his tank up as far as he can. Even though it's he himself and Bazooka 84 look like they're going for the one pit strategy. Bazooka 84, his car is actually stopped. He would be currently in first because his car is pits in front of AMS Rencher. But I believe AMS Rencher would make his way out before him. He will be on the medium tires. Bazooka 84, I keep saying Bazooka Joe, sorry about that, dude. Bazooka 84 will be making his way out also on the racing medium compound tires. Both drivers decided to fill the tanks all the way up to the top, and this is when the fuel strategy will start to kick in again. We've got a 9-second gap between the two drivers. The pace isn't going to be as fast for the racing medium tires. As I said, that gap in between Windspeed and the other drivers, he was able to get himself up to 27 seconds behind AMS Rencher and 18 seconds behind Bazooka 84, and not too far out of H2O Pro Sports eyesight. Windspeed, as you can see him not too far in front of him, followed by AMS Big Mac John. He's been able to get himself up into 5th spot. He's changed his tires over to the racing mediums. I believe with his fuel, he wasn't able to put the fuel on the way how he wanted. He's definitely going to have to pit again. Shatha is definitely going to have to pit again. With the time frame, if Walktall leans his car out as much as possible, he might be able to actually claim 6th or 5th spot, depending how he manages his fuel. If not, understandable, Drew. Unfortunately for 284, he's based in England, so it's a little bit late for him. He's got to go. I'm pretty sure he's getting a little tired. But thank you very much, 284, every single time for being a part of the events. Trying to host these events and working on the time because we do have people from different parts of the continent. From Austria, England, Greece, Bermuda, United States, and all different parts of the world. AMS Rencher, after his pit, will be taking his first lap in. He's halfway through a quarter tank already. Bazooka 84, pretty much exact same. I mean, these two, I mean, both have pretty much almost the exact same strategy right now, fuel mapping wise. As Bazooka 84 has fell a little bit more off the pace, though, unfortunately, to AMS Rencher. But we all know AMS Rencher. He's a very fast, very competitive racer online. So if you definitely race alongside AMS Rencher, you definitely have to bring your A game, so to say. But Windspeed, he's still in 3rd place. As you can see behind him, you have H2O Pro Sports, who is roughly 4.5 seconds off. AMS Big Mac John, I believe he's gonna make his tire change, as he can put the soft compound tires back on. That should help him pick up some pace. get that fuel in that tank. Like I said, the rules is you have to use the soft compound tires and the medium tires. But there's no rule saying that you have to stick to it. You could use them more than once. The main thing is as long as you use both compounds. Charther is doing the same thing as well. He's filled up his tank and swapped over to the back to the softer compound tires. With 14 minutes and con left in this race. AMS Rancher still pulling a more comfortable lead as Bazooka 84 is 15 seconds and counting, a little bit off a pace. Both fuel wear and tire wear between both drivers are very, very, very close. AMS Rancher's definitely slowed his pace down from one of his fastest laps in the Super Sols, 250 to now in this compound tire 257. So he's definitely slowed his pace right up, leaning out that engine as much as possible, being very gentle on the tires. Both Bazooka 84 as well. Tire wear looks pretty much 100% identical between both drivers, and even the fuel, if you look on the bottom left hand side of my screen, with one speed, he's about halfway through his tank on these racing mediums. His fuel wears, like I said, he's definitely burning that fuel to try and get away as much as possible from H2O Pro Sports. But H2O Pro Sports is actually just under a quarter of a tank. So realistically, room speed can, I mean, if he really wanted to, he could kind of lean it out. And maybe, yeah, as you can see, H2O Pro Sports, he's decided to come in. I'm pretty sure he's going to change his tires. He was on the medium compound tires. I'm pretty sure he's going to switch it up, switch it over. He's got 12 more minutes left. I mean, if he fills the tank right up, he could just dump the fuel and start claiming as much time as possible. Like I say, we've got 12 more minutes left. If wind speed just leans it out as much as possible, I mean, within a respectable amount. I mean, I can't see it, but he can also see on his own personal screen how many more laps he can get in. He can work out his own personal strategy to see if he can actually stay on the track without pitting. As I can see, he's definitely saving a lot of fuel right now, which would be a pretty much smarter strategy to go right now. Bazooka 84 is pretty much checked out alongside with AMS Rancher. So in order to stay on that podium, he's got a little bit better strategy than he had in the M3 race. Pitted way too early and way too many times, which caused him both the sprint race and the endurance race. But back to the front with AMS Rancher. Lap time, last lap time for 2:56.087. So I believe he's starting to put a little bit of extra fuel in the tank. Bazooka 84 is actually burnt just a smidge more. The tire wear is pretty much still 100% identical between these two drivers. With the amount of time that's left over, the pace that Bazooka has to secure that second spot on this particular race, whatever he's doing is just better off just sticking to it, as Win One Speed doesn't mind trying his best to claim up some of that time, which I think is a little bit too much gap in between himself and Bazooka 84 within this next 10 minutes. But you could definitely see with wind one speed, he's being a lot more gentle on the tires. The tire wear is not so bad, and the fuel wear is real good between himself, and has caused him to not have to go in the pits, and that's allowed him to have a 27-second gap between him and fourth place. H2O Pro Sports got a 8.7 second gap over AMS Big Mac John. I've raced alongside him many times. Very clean, very fast driver. Very talented guy in that Porsche. I enjoy it. Puts that car in some spots. I don't understand how he got it out, but he definitely does a great job at times. But like I said, with this particular race, he's had the least amount of practice. Everybody's been pretty much been getting ready for this race for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, and he's only had roughly an hour of practice time and trying to get a tune. So big up to AMS Big Mac John being a part of this event as well, and sticking to the wicket even though he didn't really have too much test time. But it looks like he's actually got himself on a purple lap time during the first section there. Still putting down some pretty decent laps, 256.491. If he holds it together, he might actually be able to throw down a faster time than AMS Wrencher. I think Wrencher's really too bothered with that, as he's leading the race. As I always tell people all the time, the fastest lap never wins the race, and neither does the first corner. Piece of my own personal wisdom I try to spread over there. But being consistent, keeping all four wheels on the track, fuel strategy, tire strategy, that's where it's all pretty much at. And as you can see, AMS Wrencher, once again from Apex Motorsports, he's leading that race and doing his thing. As you can see, he's definitely being a lot more fuel savvy right now. He's leaning that machine right on out. I think what he's trying to be is a little sneaky. He might be trying to save quite a bit of that fuel, so when it comes to the last lap, he can try and beat his own lap time. Pretty sure he's capable of doing it. Very smart young boy. He's 15 years old, believe it or not, for those that's watching. I tell him he's definitely got better hand-eye coordination than myself. But it's all good. Bazooka 84 has definitely burnt up a little bit more fuel than AMS Wrencher. He's trying to claim back some more of that time in between the two of them. But the overall time of this 40-minute race is actually starting to get down to the last 6 minutes. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, and counting down. Win one speed, still in third place. H2O Pro Sports. AMS Big Mac John, he's got 6 seconds in between himself and H2O Pro Sports, as they are both on soft compound tires. And it looks like Def's Legacy, he's decided to come back in just to get enough fuel to make sure he can make it to the end of the race. As AMS Wrencher, he's definitely going for that one pit strategy, and he was able to make it work again. Seconds and counting left. And that gap in between himself and Bazooka 84 is gradually growing, I think, as Bazooka is trying to save as much fuel as possible. He has still definitely burnt a little bit more than AMS Rancher, but I believe he definitely still has more than enough fuel for these last couple of heats. These last couple of laps. Wind 1 speed fell off a little bit more off pace, but I think that might be due to the fact that he's trying to lean this motor out as much as possible. So it's caused him to have some very off-pace laps. And that's allowing H2O Pro Sports claim a lot of real estate. If you look at the second gap in the time split between himself and H2O Pro Sports, as you can see, that time is actually closing. Might not be enough. H2O Pro Sports, he's got a half a tank, and Wind 1 speed, he's under a quarter of a tank, so Wind 1 speed has no choice but to stay leaned out with his motor, where I would say definitely with the amount of fuel that H2O Pro Sports has, he could just pretty much throw the hammer down as much as possible. As you can see, that time is now, the Wind 1 speed is actually starting to get in the sight of H2O Pro Sports. Second place, Wind 1 speed has actually come in for a pit. I don't think he's going to take that risk. Maybe he's just going to put just a little bit of extra fuel in there. And that's going to drop him down into 5th place, which I believe that actually puts AMS Big Mac John into 4th spot now. And AMS Big Mac John actually has H2O Pro Sports in his eyesight right now. And he's got more than enough fuel, so he can actually start throwing down the hammer as well. And he's actually on the Racing Soft Compound tires. So this is going to get pretty interesting if they make their way across the start finish line in time before the final lap. I believe they should be able to get one more lap in. AMS Rancher still leaning out his fuel as much as he can. But these drivers definitely need to watch it, because I mean, he should be alright by looking at the amount of time that's remaining, because we have a minute 52. So I definitely know after he goes across the start finish line, he obviously will not be able to make a lap, another actual lap overall, less than the time that's remaining. So after the start finish line run that he will have right now, as he makes his way around the final corner, he can start bumping up his fuel and try to beat his own lap time, I guess. That's what he wants to try and aim for. You have Bazooka 84 as he starts getting himself ready for the very last corner. His fuel looks like he still somewhat has to kind of watch it, but he can bump it up a little bit to try and get his gap between himself and 3rd place a little bit more broader. But yeah, AMS Big Mac John, he's actually claiming a lot more time on H2O Pro Sports, as that gap is closing between the two of them. I don't know if the two drivers though would make it across the start finish line in time. Hopefully he can. If AMS Big Mac John makes it across that start finish line before the time remaining is up, that might allow him enough time. Fingers crossed. I believe he might be able to do it. It's going to be very close. That might actually give him enough time to get one more lap in to try and claim those other 4 seconds, as he's making his way down the start finish line straight away. So yeah, it will definitely give him enough time. Wind 1 speed might be able to make his way across the start finish line in time. Does he? No, unfortunately, no. It'll be a 5th place overall for Win 1 Speed. So right now the battle with between 3rd and 4th place might be still on. As AMS Wrencher, as we might want to go on board him and see if he's trying to actually throw a faster lap time overall. As he kind of almost got a little bit of squirrely there. As he starts making his way into the left-hand corner onto the bridge. Let's see his section time as he makes his way through. I'm pretty sure it's going to be purple. No, it's 0.663. A little bit, but that's okay. He doesn't really need to worry about that too much. All he needs to focus on is keeping the car on the track. By looking at his fuel, he actually doesn't want to run out of fuel either. I didn't actually realize he's actually very red on his fuel. So he is pushing the limits, but he's also purple. He's actually purple on the very last section. Bazooka 84, he's definitely still very, very much in the red zone. He's also pushing the limits as well. As we start making our way to the very final corner for AMS Wrencher, as he secures the 40-minute endurance pro race as well, representing Apex Motorsports, with looks like close to a 20+ second gap between himself and 2nd place overall. Big shout out to Bazooka 84 from Austria, taking 2nd place, and H2O Pro Sports, as he's very low on fuel, and vice versa for AMS Big Mac John, fighting for this podium, as Big Mac John almost lost it, as the gap in between these two drivers is looking very close. H2O Pro Sports just needs to hold it together, as it's gone down to 2.6, 2.5 seconds. It's getting the gap's getting closer and closer. Might get between 1 second plus 2.3. Yeah, it's gonna get down to it. But H2O Pro Sports was able to secure 3rd place overall, and well done to AMS Big Mac John as well for unfortunate start for the main for the sprint race. I'm sorry, and to claim 4th place overall for the 40-minute endurance race. But what a great race that was. Well done to Wrencher. We had Bazooka 84 taking 2nd place on the podium, and as well we had H2O Pro Sports taking 3rd place on the podium there. I'm not too sure if H2O Pro Sports has his mic up yet. Yes, I'm gonna make my way over to him right now. H2O, I don't know if you got your mic on. Yeah. What's happening there, brother? Congratulations, well done making your way onto the podium, taking 3rd place overall. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah. Yeah, hey, that's what it's all about, right? One of these days I'm gonna get as fast as Wrencher, but it's not today. Yeah, unfortunately it's not today. Yeah, you gotta, what they say, you got a lot of practice to go. Practice, practice, practice. But hey, what it is, what it is. Like I said, I'll always be hosting pro races. Obviously, you're always more than welcome. Everybody's leading me towards the the Mazda Roadster, and I know you like that car, and a lot of other people love that car, so I think I might be going that route for the next race. But once again, congratulations and getting third place on the podium, man. All right, until next time, bro. All right, going on to Bazooka 84. Who, like I said, he's from Austria, who was also able to make this race. Yeah, Bazooka, I don't know if you got your mic on yet. Yes, sir. Yeah. 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 That was good. That was, yeah, definitely. And vice versa, AMS Big Mac John as well. I think he had a little bit of a mishap in the sprint race as well, but was actually able to make his way up into fourth place as well. He actually almost, I think if it was one more lap, it would have been definitely coming down to the last grueling sessions with H2O Pro Sports. But yeah, definitely, yeah, he definitely picked up the pace. But more with you, how did you actually feel with the actual race yourself, though? Your pace and with your strategy and stuff like that. Looks like you actually did the same thing Wrench was going for. You did the two pit strategy, which definitely worked, as it always seems to work. How did you feel? That's it. Yeah, yeah, that's no problem. He was never he's yeah, no, it's all good, man. It is all good, man. Um, but whichever way, hey, man, hey, thank you very much. I really appreciated having you being a part of tonight's event, and thank you for being, like I said, part of my event. And like I said, you know, I mean, where you're located, time-wise, so it's very late in the morning, very early in the morning actually. But yeah, yeah, 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, like I said, yeah. Thank you very much again, man. All right, let's get ourselves to the winner of the sprint race and the actual uh, endurance race. AMS Rancher, what's happening, my brother? Doing all right. How did you feel? Yeah, because cause like from watching on the outside, just watching you in Bazooka 84, your tire wear was the same, the fuel wear was the same, and he was, within 3 to 4 seconds, so he was close enough to where if you would have had an accident, or slid off the track, it could have really been pretty drastic for you. But um, yeah, obviously I can see you went for that two pitch strategy, which worked again. I think that's what everybody needs to know with these. I guess everybody else who's racing against yourself, and as Bazooka as well did as well, try to do the practice and maybe try to work on their tunes and their fuel management to try to at least go for 20 minutes on a tank of fuel. Uh, but whichever way, you've done it again. You've claimed four in a row. But is anything you want to say, or anything, sir? Anybody helping you with tunes, or any big up your race crew, or
first off, Apex Motorsports, some of my teammates, just helping me out with the tunes and to find a bit of bass in the car. And Big Mac John, definitely huge shout out to him. Almost finishing on the podium, P4, after honestly probably about 30 minutes of practice.
Yeah, I basically said like he literally had the least amount of practice out of everybody.
Representing the team.
Yeah, and hey, I really appreciate that. Hopefully, I can get more. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I can get more guys from AMS come out for some of these future ones. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do the Monster Roadster for the next one in 2 weeks. But I might have to do, I don't know. I think I almost might have to do a semi-pro and a pro race, and maybe just change the time of the race up a little different. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it comes. But once again, Wrench, hey dude, congratulations and well done on claiming first and doing your thing, representing AMS Apex Motorsports.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, dude.
Thank you for having me in the event.
It's not a problem. Anytime, dude. All right. But yeah, thank you very much to everybody. Really appreciate everybody who's been out there, who's watching, and who's watched. To all those that's actually watching this video after it has been hosted live. Any comments? Feel free to um, do whatever you got to do. Anything that you think that I need to do to make this feed better for future reference, feel free. Thank you very much. And once again, for everybody who's been a part of this event. 2 weeks race will be the next one, and by the looks of things, it's going to be the Mazda Roadster, and it's going to get very interesting. So once again, thank you very much, and until next time, thank you.